Well, good morning. Good morning. What's going on with you?
Um, well, I got an accountability partner, which I'm very excited about because I really needed it. So, um, just met the other day, and so we're checking in today. And
And what's
she's
that look
also
like?
she's also doing the senior space. So we kind of divided the county and divide and conquer. so so we're holding each other accountable to how many senior centers we visit, a week, and how many coffees we have, and we're planning some sort of workshop every other month for now. Later, it'll be more um, consistent, and we're planning two expos a year or something. So I mean, at least it's getting it's on paper, and so that's one step closer than just thinking about it.
Perfect. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, most definitely. I mean, I think accountability partners, workout partners, they've all been proven to work really effectively. Um, as long as, you're both holding yourself to it. Is there like a
consequence.
consequence? Yes.
We didn't come up with that yet, but I'm thinking I like the one where you write a check to somebody that you don't, you don't want to send a check to, and then you give that to the other person, and if you don't come through, they mail it. Something
Ooh,
like an ex-husband, for example.
that
um,
one's a pretty good one. All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay. I like
Um,
I like that one.
I didn't bring that up with her, but it has to be something that it's really painful. It can't be like, oh well, I got to zell you $20, or that's not. It's got to be something really like, oh no, I can't have that happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I
is
had
she in
heard.
your area as well?
What's that?
She in your area?
Yeah, she's in my same office,
Okay.
and we actually both got our CSAs, and so she's, it's a big county. So I'm doing the south of the county, and she's doing the north. And we're kind of just like collaborating, um, and just it's just nice to have somebody who's in the same brainwave as you, and has the same goals. So that was good. That was this week.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah,
that's
and I
all
had
good stuff. All good stuff.
yeah,
And are
yeah.
you starting to get some traction?
Yes. I'm I'm doing well. It's a little. It's not little, but it's over 150 beds. It's a community that I did a expo for, and I'm sponsoring a music thing that they're doing, and then I get to speak for about 15 minutes.
Good.
So I'm working on that. And so, I mean, yeah, I understand it's a long game, um, but I'd like to see. Well, you get what you put in it into it, so I need to put more effort. To get more results, and
Yeah.
I definitely haven't been. It's not that I haven't been trying; it's just that I haven't been efficient, and so yeah, I need to hone down on that.
I've been pushing at my trainings and my students that I have, like, we have to stop thinking this is a transactional business.
Hmm.
And I would even change the long game to this is a legacy business. And if we're building a legacy business, then there is no end game. There is no, oh, now I have this. I don't have to do that.
You're
Uh,
right.
and just like I mean, I always go to like Target and Walmart and like Amazon, they can't just stop advertising or stop prospecting or stop like, and they're one of the biggest in the world. Like, and they still can't just get complacent because if they do, then someone else is going to come up after them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I mean, I was gonna, part of today, I was gonna kind of basically just ask around and like, um, what do you think your biggest obstacle is in having success and building up that business or breaking into the senior market?
For me, it's my limiting beliefs, and that's always been it. Like, um, I just think, can I really get there? Can I? And that's me. That's on me. I need to work on that. So that's a personal thing. But as far as the working of it, I mean, it you just have to do the work. Period.
Yeah, yeah. This is it's so true. Um, I think sometimes what it is we realize or we believe our own our own limiting belief about ourselves is that either like we're not good enough, we're a phony, we're not doing what that person's doing in production, we don't know what that person knows. And I think it really comes down to when we empower ourselves through education
Right.
and when we allow ourselves to go and empower others through education through our same education. Like we don't realize how much more we know than the average agent or how much more we know more than the average person about real estate, about the senior market, about the pain points.
Hmm.
And the more vocal we are and the more we make it our duty to empower, our friends and family and, I think that's where the confidence will rise, and then it'll be easier. Um, and when we stop thinking about the transactions and start thinking about the relationships, and so everything, every day, there's tons of affirmations around me, but it's all about building relationships. Like it's all about the relationship.
Sure.
And I don't have past clients because I believe a client, yes, there is some kind of mutual exchange for like a service,
Hmm.
but it's only really considered a client once you actually get paid, which means we don't have any clients until the transaction closes. Then there are actual client. And I think people look at it as, oh, I did a transaction, they're my past client, and we ghost them like a bad Tinder date. And instead of thinking of it more of once we close the transaction, now they're our client. Now, how
Exactly.
do we build that relationship to make them an advocate, a cheerleader, an introduction partner? And how do we make sure that what we just got paid for, we actually did a good job?
Hmm.
So, when we have a buyer and they buy a home, we follow up every week for the first almost 3 months. Hey, we just wanted to say, think you're so excited. Let me know if anything goes wrong with the house or if there's anything that you think wasn't disclosed. Please let me know. Even if you think it's minor, let me know because there might be something that can be done about it. Into a second week, hey, is there anything that you found around the house that just needs a little bit of repairing or something like that? Let me know. And now you get an opportunity to get a gift card to them for Home Depot. Third week, hey, let me know when you're ready for a housewarming party. Um, so those are the kind of things that like I think would change and alter. Um, how many hours do you think every day you prospect?
Right now, it's like all over the place. Um, let's see. Like last week, I met with two past clients because I'm letting them know what I'm doing now. That I'm specializing in this new thing, and that was that was good. I I don't know if it's a plus or a negative, but I become friends with my past clients. I mean, share personal things and pictures and, I don't know if I'm taking that too far,
No,
but
I believe the exact opposite. I believe that's what everyone should be doing. I mean,
yeah.
they like our clients, they just trusted us with one of their biggest investments in their lives. Eh, Almost any relationship around the world, the good ones have that trust factor in there.
Hmm.
And then it comes to value, loving, caring, bonding, connection, education. And so I think that's what you do is that client is only going to do a deal every 7 to 10 years. And as they get older, it might be turned into like 15 to 20 years. But
Right.
every single year, they know 5 to 7 people. So if
Hmm.
you bring them in as your partner and you show them, hey, this is why how I'm going to keep bringing you value, there's a
Yeah.
lot more better chance that they're going to introduce you. And you just got to tell them, I work by, and I tell them, I work by introduction only. I
Hmm.
need to be introduced to people. Um, and so my prospecting, yeah, is just building relationships. Like, when people hear me do my calls to my database, it's an ego boost. We're just talking and we're
Yeah.
learning more about them. And yeah, sometimes real estate comes up and sometimes it doesn't. And that's okay. But part of my monthly value call, there's a framework that shows and brings up, hey, a lot of my people that are in my core, they love to have market updates every single month. Does that interest you? No. Okay, perfect. I'm doing an upcoming event, at a senior living community. Who do you know that could benefit from something like that? I'm doing a lunch and learn on X, Y, and Z. Who do you know that could benefit from that? I'm starting a newsletter on, ABC. Who do you think could benefit from that? And I'm giving them an opportunity to say, well, I can. Or they're going to say, hey, actually, I think this person can. And now you're building up as you're prospecting, you're building up your CRM and you're building up your opportunities for introductions and essentially leads.
Yeah.
Um, do you have a CRM
I do. Command.
command and how many people are in it?
Right now it's about 350, which really I'd say 200 are my core.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and I have the DT 2 system on there, um, which, like I said, it's not consistent. I started with B's and I think I dropped off and I didn't follow through with the rest of the letters, you know.
Copy.
So, yeah.
So
Um,
I would put that on your accountability
yes.
because if you have 200 people that you would consider your core, and you constantly, so 200 people, if you work 20 days a month, that's 10 conversations a day you would have to
Mm,
have with each one of them so that you contact them every single month.
right.
And I don't believe that's too much because when I went through, if I didn't contact them every month, 2 months goes by, 3 months goes by, all of a sudden I call, oh my God, Corey, I totally forgot. Oh my
Yeah.
God, Cory, hey, or they say, oh, I actually I gave my friend your name and number. Did they call you? And you're like, no, they didn't call me. Oh, that's weird. Well, let me see. And then they ended up buying. You're like, well, that was a missed opportunity. So
Hmm.
if you
Yeah.
call them every month, you do 10 conversations, which I mean, even if you're taking 5 minutes each, you're talking about 50 minutes, you're talking about an hour to 2 hours of phone calls and conversations, which is half the prospecting that you should do a day.
Right.
You should at least do 2 to 4 hours. And those 200 people, if they referred you one person or introduced you one person every 5 years, that's 40 opportunities.
Yeah. Yeah.
40
Um,
opportunities. Yeah. Go ahead.
no, I was going to say that you got to just think about each phone call as monetary. Like that was that was so much an hour, or that, that you're, um, you're producing whatever. It's just like
Yeah.
all the calls you don't make is all this money that you're not making. uh,
I go the value of a relationship because
yeah.
the value of a relationship, I go down and say, okay, the average person does 3 deals, 3 to 5, but I was going the low end of everything. So 3
Yeah.
deals in their lifetime. So if I
Okay.
stay in touch with them all throughout their life, that's 3 deals. How much is each deal worth? Let's just say 10 grand for each one. So
Mm-hmm.
that's 30 grand that that one person can bring me in their own personal transactions. But if they introduce me to one person every 5 years, I know them for 20 years, that's four more opportunities. That's another 40,000. So,
Right.
it's like it's worth so much more. And that's if you do again, the 1 in 5. If you start really becoming friends, having connections, building a true relationship and partnership with them, they have 5 to 7 opportunities a year. I mean, what's the likelihood that if you really do a good job, they start introducing to you one person a year or um, but that's kind of what I look at the likelihood. And that's if they just buy from you. If they sell and buy, that number just doubles. So it's
Right.
140,000. So if you
Right.
have 200 relationships, you're talking about millions and millions of dollars that are just sitting there. But look at them as a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's kind of how I do my stuff is that way of like, okay, how many how many transactions can this person do with me? And then more importantly, how many introductions? And introductions always way outweigh. I mean, if we did 3 lifetime, then that's really 40 years of being in, there. You're talking about so many, that's 10 different deals. That's 100,000. So now that person's worth, a couple $100,000. Um, so,
Wow.
and the MREA, book basically says like if you have 1,000 people in your database and they've opted in, they said, yes, I want to be in your database, or yes, I know you're calling me. They
Mm-hmm.
gave you all their vital contact information. They usually will do anywhere from 30 to 50 deals every single year, but it's all about how you stay engaged with them.
Exactly.
Um, and so but I'm personal about everything. Like I'm just now starting to build in like automatic like emails and newsletters and stuff. Up until this point, it's all been about relationships. Like I have 4,000 people in my database. I only really worry about 336 of them. Do I
Mm-hmm.
get business from other ones? Yeah, because they're constantly seeing my stuff on Facebook. That's like my ads, I guess, are like my drip campaigns. It's my top of mind, just keep on the top of there. Um, because I think it's just easier and less spammy. They don't know that they're being targeted. They just constantly see my stuff and like,
Mm-hmm.
man, I see his stuff everywhere.
Right.
Um, so those would be the kind of like the things I would look at and really and maybe in your accountability, that's where I would go of saying, hey, I want to make sure I'm prospecting at least 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours every single day. I'm going to text you and say, okay, I'm starting my prospecting. And now it's almost like guilting you, like you're either going to lie to them and say, "Oh, I'm still prospecting," or "All right, I got done with that prospecting, and this is what I had." And I would just focus on basically called lead measures. I would just focus on what I actually did, how many calls did I make, and how many conversations I did. I wouldn't worry so much about how many leads that I get,
You're right.
um,
Right.
and that kind of stuff. And I would just focus on that. How much information did I get? Did I learn all their kids' names? Did I learn, what they love to do? Did I learn what they're traveling to? Um, and then I do the same thing on Facebook prospecting. I'll go on my Facebook, go pull up my CRM and start engaging with everyone. And then I'll write notes saying, oh yeah, this person just had a softball game, World Series, their daughter won, or hey, they just got from a trip. And when you do it like that, now you have a bunch of gold that when you do talk to them, you already got it teed up of what they're going to want to talk about.
Right.
Because
And they,
people post what they want people to know about and what they want to talk about.
yeah. Are you, do you friend all your clients on Facebook?
Yes. All my
Yes.
clients and all my phone contacts.
Oh, okay.
I,
So
I
you,
it,
you
yeah.
just ask them prior, or you just find
I
them?
just, I just find them and add them.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I add them there, and then if, you know, depending on what happens, then I'll also invite them to my Facebook page, my business page.
Okay.
I want them to be on both. It's better. It's good to have them on your personal profile. There is an advantage to having them on your business page because then you can run ads even easier to them.
Hmm.
Um, but both ways, I mean, like I focus on both.
Okay.
Um, when I prospect and engage with them, I'm engaging with them as a person, as like me, as my personal
Right.
profile.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Another
so
thing I'm working on is my media, my social media. I have a marketing person that I'm working with, and
mhm.
so I've done 4 videos about
Okay,
thousands of takes, but I'm at least I'm doing them, which I wasn't before.
there
So
you go.
so I'm working on that. I finally my daughter came down to visit me, and she got me all set up with the tripod and the ring light and the recording, and so now I know how to do it because I am a senior.
Ah. And, you know, I mean, to me, I know it's maybe a little late now, but even documenting that process and being vulnerable about that process, like, hey, you know, I'm a boomer, and you know, this
Mhm.
whole social media, the ring light, it's so overwhelming for me. So my daughter recently came in town and kind of like showing like the background of setting it all up, and don't be afraid to show your 100 takes it takes.
Yeah.
Um, what I'm going to tell you is people like
Oh,
authenticity better.
yeah.
They like the mistakes.
Hmm.
And then there's a lady who her name's Adlise, I forget her last name. Um, but she has a community that she teaches called Viralish about how to like make viral content. And she'll say like, you know, have one eyebrow done and one eyebrow not done, but don't like bring it to your attention or whatever. And people comment like, "Hey, I think you forgot your other eyebrow," or you know, you have your zipper down, and people are like, "Hey, your zipper's down!" Ha ha ha! And it actually creates engagement.
Hmm.
And when there's something off about a video or about something in there, like someone's wearing a costume or you know, they have a little stuffed animal on their shoulder or whatever it may be,
Hmm.
one, people remember it, but two, people stay engaged more. People are just like, they don't know why, but they're like, oh, I wonder if she knows, or I wonder why she's doing that. Is she going to mention anything? Why there's a stuffed parrot on her shoulder? Um, so adding like little things like that also, like we don't have to be fully polished. Like
Right.
I save like the fully polished stuff for the webinars. You know,
Hmm.
for that like 3-minute educational video where you're really trying to pull somebody in. So I would try that. And then there are like things like captions or big view where there's teleprompters so you can read. So if
Hmm.
you're having a hard time getting through it, it's just like pull it up and just read it, and it doesn't look like you're reading it. There's
Yeah. I
another
have that, and I tried it, and it does come off like I'm reading it. So it's just I'm stiff in front of the camera. So
yeah,
I gotta the more I do it, the more comfortable I'm gonna feel. So I'm giving
100%.
myself some grace, and whatever comes out, that's what's going out
Yeah.
for now. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I think you should. I think it's good. Well, perfect. Yeah. And then it's just, you know, I mean, for me again, I think just nothing about like nothing but the relationships.
Hmm.
Um, you know, I always look at my lag measures last. Like right now, you know, 30 active listings that are signed. Like I look at that last or thinking like, oh, something's working more than what do my relationships look like? And then when I need to slow it down, like now, like I slowed down my prospecting this last July. I almost did no prospecting whatsoever.
Hmm.
And now I'm gonna like kind of test my own system of how how long before the introductions and the phone calls and the interactions fall off, um, to kind of judge that. So then now I can start going, okay, like my business is at a spot now where introductions are coming in,
Hmm.
but how long does it take to ramp back up and start getting introductions again? And
Right.
how long can I leave them out of sight, out of mind before I start calling them and them going, oh, I actually just bought a house, or I actually just sold a house, or I just told my friend about blah, blah, blah. Like, how long is that going to take?
Mhm.
Um, well,
So,
perfect. Any other obstacles, questions, topics, real quick?
no, if I could talk to you for a second, when you stop recording, I just need to.
Yeah,
uh,
I can
Okay.
stop recording.